You're welcome to another session of our Visual Analytics program. It's a course with 6 modules. We've looked at various modules in the past. We've looked at the first module talking about Visual Analytics as an overview, looking at a way to understand visual perceptions, critical communications in today's world, looking at various visualization tools. In Module 2, we considered use cases, considering business use cases, stakeholders' interests, and storytelling. In Module 3, we looked at an overview of Power BI as a tool, and we were able to install the application on our computers. This is the fourth module, and during this module, we are going through a real walkthrough, which will take us through end-to-end report development. That is, development of a dashboard report for an organization. We are going to deal with sales data specifically. Now, looking at it from that perspective, we shall look at an overview of the company's data that we're going to make use of. We want to talk about the company, we want to talk a little about the data, then we'll talk about what the process of visualization is. Overview of AdventureWorks. What is AdventureWorks? It's a fictitious organization from Microsoft, which Microsoft uses for most of their database activities. So it's one of the data sets that we have decided to use in this course. It represents the data of a bicycle manufacturer. The organization manufactures bicycle and sells to both direct customers and resellers. So most of the engagements happen between the manufacturer and the resellers. So the resellers are likened unto wholesalers. So the company at date has a data warehouse which was stored in Microsoft Azure, but we decided to bring it down here just for our use. So we are going into the entire data structure of the organization. We are going to look at the possible insights embedded in it. However, the table structure provided us has the following: the customer, that is the people, the end users of the product of the organization, and these customers, they have various geographic locations. So this might be another way of looking at the data. We can look at the data from geography, that is, where are they located? Where are these customers concentrated? We can look at it from the perspective of the customer. Who are these customers? Who are our first 10 or first 5 customers, or top 5 or top, depending on whatever we want to say, we want to look for. Now, talking about their purchase track. Who are those that purchase online? From what date to what date did we experience a surge? So these were questions that the date field will help us to uncover. Now, talking about the product, which product moved faster than the other? Which customer bought which of the products? How fast is a product in comparison to another? So these are possible questions that different people are likely to ask, which will require data for an answer. Now we have the resellers. Who are the wholesalers? When the company finishes manufacturing products, those products are sold to the resellers. The resellers are the ones dealing with direct customers. So these ones too are in various locations. They sell their products in bits, while the manufacturers sell the product in volumes. The sales cycle goes through an order. The first step is the reseller places an order to the manufacturer. The customer places an order to the reseller using the internet. The reseller processes the order and dispatches the product. So while all this were happening, money was being exchanged from the customer to the reseller, from the reseller to the manufacturer. At the end of the day, there will be need to go into the data, to check the data, to find out whether there are catchy insights that needs to be uncovered for an organization of this nature so that effective decision could be made. Let's go into the practical session. I have my Power BI opened already, which was part of the earlier module. That's the module 3. Now, in this module, we are bringing in the data which had already been downloaded from Microsoft. Then we explore it. So I start from here. Adventure Work Sales, that's my data. So the system will upload all the fields, all the sheets within the Excel file. I can see customer, I can see date, I can see product, that's where information about products are kept. I can see resellers information, I can see sales, that is where the sales activities in dollars happen. I can see sales order, I can see sales territory, sales territory like Europe, US, and the like. I see customer data, that is where we have the customer information, date data, product data, reseller data, and the like. So these 5 are the major tools for us today. Just 5. Those are the files that are of interest to us. Now, let us preview them one after the other. This is the customer, for example. Let's review this. You can see the customer name, the city, the state, province, region, postcode. Okay. Now let's look at the date. Yeah, I can see date key, date, fiscal year, fiscal quarter, months, full dates, month key. Okay. Now let's see the product. So we have the product cost, the color, the list price. Now from here, we have our product detail. Our product detail with the list price, the model, subcategory, and the categories for each of the models. We can actually find out the cost trend for various models. Then resellers. For resellers, we have postcode, country, region, and the rest. So these are just information about resellers. Then for sales, we have information about the quantity, unit price, and the like. Then sales order. Yeah, we have the order number, the date key, and the channel. So this takes us to the other side where we have territory, sales territory. Then we have the customer data. Also, if we get to preview that, so that gives us something different also. So we are meant to have the same thing because this data and this data speak to the same thing. So now let's go ahead and bring in these tables. Right, so we do not have to transform anything, it's just to pick them the way they are. So they are being loaded now. Okay. As soon as this project completes all the processes, as soon as this process completes all the sub processes, the data will be uploaded. Yeah, so they are all uploaded now. We can see them by this corner here. Now the next thing we want to do is to relate them. In order for us to relate them, let us first view them inside, but they are no longer in Excel. Power BI had moved a copy of the data. Please note, it's a copy of the data, not the entire data. Now, to see the data sets, click on this. For the customer, yeah, that is the customer data. For dates, that gives the dates data. Click on products, that gives you the product data. The reseller, that gives some information. The sales, that is sales data, sales order, and sales territory. Okay, now let's relate them. Oh, obviously the system will look for relationship automatically. So the system has already done this. That is what happens if your tables are well structured. The system would automatically look for the common tables, the common fields, and relate them. So you do not need to do anything. Now let's go back to report. Now we'll now start designing our visuals. The first step is to understand the question to be solved. What is the question that we want to solve now? That is the first step. Looking at the data and considering the questions to be solved, then we go ahead. Now, what's the question? What is the profit trend of this organization? And where are the profits coming from? Which products gives the profits? Okay, so we're talking in terms of the revenue really, because we may not know the cost. Since we may not know the cost, getting the profit might be challenging because of the cost. So what we're going to do is that we're going to look at the revenue, which is inside. I am bringing a new visual by clicking this. Yeah, it gives me that at that corner. Now I can now say you don't need to cram all this. As time goes on, when you start using them, you get to understand how they work. Now I'm going to use this card. The card is just to give me a value. What is that value? I'm going to sales. Give me the total price, the total sales. The total sales. The total sales by, yeah, sales amount. Give me, that is the total sales for the whole year is being considered. That is $109.81. Now we can keep this. If you want to like fine tune it, change the color and the red, which we can do. To do that is easy. You can right click on it and or you just click on it, come down here and start doing your workaround, which we are going to do later. So I want to do that now. I'll come here, general, and I'll start changing the properties. Look at the weight, this is the height, the positioning, advanced option. I want to create some effect. I want to change the color, the background color. For example, if I change it, can you see? I've changed the background color to maybe purple. Then, since I've done that, I can change the border. I can go ahead and change the font color. See, these are things we do normally, just like we do on Microsoft Word. So I'm taking this guy back to white because I prefer to use white for me. So that gives us an idea of, alternatively, we can do this. Let's have something a bit dark. Okay, good. So that gives the total sales amount. Now, on the same notes, at the same time, we may want to find out what is the what is it? That's the sales amount. That's the sales amount. The cost, the product cost. Yeah, I need this. Yeah, this gives the cost. So I can put this one side by side and say, okay, this is my cost. This is the cost, and that is now it's given us cost in terms of count, but we want cost in terms of sum. So I'm going to open this guy here, instead of change this from count to sum. So that is the cost. So we can change the title if we so desire, but that's not what matters now. So I'm going to make this guy to be green. This guy to be green. So I'll go to the background. I'm doing all this so that you have some understanding. The background here, I'll change it to something on the green side. Let's play around with something on the green side. Let's do some. Okay, so let's have that. Then let's place this on the website. Yeah. Yes. So this is the cost. This is the sales amount. The cost here refers to the cost of goods sold. And if we so desire, we can keep changing stuff, can keep changing it until you have what you want. It's up to you. So that is the way it works basically. Now, I think I should change this guy back. I don't like the red for once. Effect. Let's play around with something else, another color. Let's play around with this. Okay. Yeah, this is better. Now I have the cost, I have the color, I have the cost, I have the sales amount. Now the next thing is that this sales and this cost, because we want to know what is going on. Where is the cost going? And where is the sales coming from? So that takes us to the geography. That is locations. Remember, we want to dimension these two by customer by location, by date, so that we can find the trend, and by reseller. Who are the resellers that are really pushing this product? So, and which territory is it coming from? So we're going to do, let's see where that is coming from. So I bring in another visual, a new visual now. So this time around, I want to see country. And within country, I want to see the sales amount. Sales amount by country. That's it. That is it. So now we know you can adjust this to suit your goal or whatever, whichever way you want it. Yeah. So as it is now, if I click on this, United States, I see what goes in. I see the company is making 63 million from the United States alone. I want 73K from so if I choose Canada, that is 16.36. If I choose Australia, that's 10 point, like that. It keeps changing. Okay, so that's fine. Now the next thing we want to do, I think let us talk about the sales amount. That is what bothers the organization at this point in time. So I don't want us to flood the whole thing with too many things. So I have this. So I click on this again. So that gives me that. Now the next thing we want to do is, now we know where the money is coming from. We have a lot of money coming from the United States and Canada. Now the next thing is, we can still push down the country into groups. We can decide to say that we want another visual that gives us that we are trying to break that money, that drills down that money by groups. In other words, instead of considering countries, you are talking about group of countries, as if you have regions. So this is another way of representing that data. Now we can do region by removing this. Let's take it to region. By region, we have this, which I don't think will be interesting to anybody, which is almost the same thing as this. So I'd rather stick to. Where is this? We are return country. I'd rather stick to country instead. Now that is that. Now, since we've been able to identify where the money comes from, which country is providing it. Now the next thing is to find out which products gives us this money. Which products gives us this money? In other words, the company has a lot of products, but in order to be able to say that particular product, it can take a little while. So what we can do is all we can do in this case is we can find out the product by going to the product that was sold. Remember, here we have product, this is the sales. Now this is a key relating to the product that was sold. So getting the product, we go to the product table. Here's the product table. Want to find out which product Can we check product category? Okay, so that means bikes give us a lot of money over others. Okay, now I'm bringing another visual. We are still slicing. We are slicing the sales amount. So we've done it by category, we've done it by country, we've done the total. Now we want to see the sales amount by the, I don't want to use the word product because there are so many products. By product colors. Let's see which colors. Yeah, product colors. In other words, we can bring this guy down. We can change this to this. Yes, this is small, this is much more, this looks better. Or we'll change it to this. Pie chart. So that means, yeah, okay. Now we have we've done that by region. We've done that by region. We've done that by region. We've done that by category of the region. We've done that by color, product color. Now we can as well go further to bring in another visual. This time around, we want to break it by, we want to grow the sales amount by reseller. Who are the resellers? So reseller, if I put in reseller now, it's like, yeah, there are so many of them. That is the challenge. So instead of displaying them this way, we can actually use table or we can use slicer. So if I go to use the table, I turn this to, I just click on table, changes the whole thing this way. So in other words, you can go down, drill down, drill down, drill down. These are the resellers. These are the various resellers. So we can use this to check what's going on. That is, if I click on this vigorous exercise company, everything here changes. Now if I click, let's say, from this company, we have made 841,091K. And the company is located in Canada. We sold bike. We sold each of this. And these are the colors that were sold. Now, if I want another one, this is 853. This is this. So depending on the goal, we can actually present this in a different manner. Now let's make this to be a drop-down menu. I click on it to release it. I'll click at this corner here and tell the system, click on that corner so that it takes you to another page for me. If you want to go back to the previous page, you click on this, it brings you here. Now, if you click on this, you have more options. Export the data, show as a table, find clusters, spotlight, sort reseller by reseller, by sales amount, in descending order. So depending on what you want to accomplish. So in most cases, people do that. You initially sort by amount and you sort in descending order. That is this way. The highest company is not applicable, no name. Then the next company is 887. The next one, the next one, the next one, like that. So this is in descending order. Again, you can click on this funnel if you want to slice as in divide the table, whichever way you want it. If you want to move to another page so that you can drill down on this figure, you click on this. So now if I go back to this, the system can do a whole lot of things. If I tell the system to do spotlight, in other words, the system tells me where the challenge is to look at. That is non-applicable. So nobody's name is non-applicable, and no company name is non-applicable. So I click that to release it. So I released that. Now the next thing is what else I would like. Now the next thing is we can use a slicer instead of using this. Can bring in another visual. Instead of that, we can use this. What we have used here is like a matrix. So we can use a table and we go to the sales amount. We'll tell the system to give us the same resellers. So there's a swap. You can use up to the order in which I picked them. That is why we have them this way. Of course, you can always change all those things. Don't forget, we have this. You can sort by, you can automatically find this, you can do. So now I want to change this to something else. I have used this. I have used, okay, I've not used multi-card. I have used this. I have used tables. I just use table now. We can use a matrix. Let's see. By reseller. Can you see that if you are using a matrix, it's much better than using a table? That is where I'm going. In other words, the matrix gives you the line, this line here. So I can reduce this. Then if I click here, I still have all this stuff by the side. So I can say, okay, sort by reseller or sort by sales amount. You know, whichever way. You click here again, export data, show table as a table, spotlight. So these are basic things that you can do with it. Okay, so if you want to add a filter, you can add a filter, but adding a filter is something we're going to deal with at some point. So let me take this down because this is not too fine. I prefer to use this because of the table there. So I'm going to move this guy to this corner. So we have all the customers here, so we can check. Now we need to see the sales trend. The trend in the sales, annually, monthly, how does it move and the like. Now, that takes me to the date. I'm going to the date now, the date table. Now for the date, I have quarter, year. You can click on it depending on what you want. You can choose whichever one that is of interest to you, really. So I want to do, let's do year first. Oh, sorry. I forgot to bring in my visual. New visual. Now, if we choose this, where is it? Fiscal year. And you choose amount, where is it? Sales amount. Sales amount. You can see fiscal year 2018, how much was made, 2019, 2020, 2021. This is looking at it annually. we can actually bring this down to what happens over the months. Now I bring in another visual under here. I'm going to make sure if I click on this guy, it should show me the month's performance. So months, and give me the sales amounts. Did I choose? This is up to the months. Oh, sorry, I chose year. I chose year. I need to choose the real months. Okay, so we can choose months here and say we want to do quarter 1, 2, 3, all the quarters. But I don't want us to do all those, it will be too clumsy. Okay, so now we have this. Now I want you to see what happens if you include your date directly. For example, if you choose date, you just pick full date, and you come here, take out what you don't want. I don't want here on this one. You can see that I have it in quarter now. I want months, so I take out quarter and I take out day. Good. So now if I click on this, it gives me for this. If I click on this one, it should give me for that. So, but they are all about the same thing, but this is fictitious data, kind of. So remember, as it guys changes, this one too works along that line. So if I choose this here, these are the customers and what they are spending. So yeah, you can see that this guy changes. Yeah, so that is it. In this month, this period, this, that. So depending on what you want to do. Okay. Now the next thing, we're just playing around so that you will see how to make use of these tools. Now the next thing we want to do is let us find some more visuals. New visual. This time around, I want to bring in the cost. And I cannot drop the cost on this guy. No, let's drop the cost. The cost. I saw the cost somewhere here. Product standard cost. Yeah, this is it here. Give me this one. The card. Yeah, this is the cost. I want you to see what will happen to the cost also, the product cost. So if I click on this, can you see the whole thing changing? Both the cost and the sales. So that implies they are working together. If I click on this, okay, I have not connected this one here. If I click on anything along this line, because they are connected, everything is working, including this. They are all saying the same thing. That is, if I choose Canada, for example, this is changing to 16. If I click Australia, this is the somewhere is changing to 10. If I click the US, this is changing to 62. So the whole thing is working together. This value that you are seeing here is this sum here. Is this sum here. So this is basically the way it works when using Power BI. Now you can still do much more detail. if we decide to say, let us see what's happening to which model moves, this model, and that's the model that is of interest. One model, the sales by model, because everything we are doing is around the sales amount. Yeah, that's the sales by model. Yeah, you can expand it. But because there are many, look at it here, there are so many products. You will want to see only the big ones. You can leave it this way, or you change it to a matrix. And that gives us this kind of information. You can do a matrix, you can do, there are so many things that are possible, depending on what you want to look at. So this is what we want to see at this point in time. Let me color that guy. Let me give it a different color. Better. Okay. So which other thing do you think? Okay, let's keep looking for stuff. Subcategory of products. If you want to find the product list, you just start the product, how much was made. Yeah, those are the products. These are the models. These are the products. So we have so many of them. Okay. Now, still talking about all this. And let me bring in due date. I want to do another visual. This time around, due date. Let's go into sales order and see what is catchy there. You've done territory, you've done, okay, who are the customers? Yeah. Who are the customers giving us the money, making the money for us? We've seen the resellers, but who are the end customers? So you can open this guy here to see how they have spread across the place. So I have the customer name, I can do that. Giving us the profit, the sales. I go to sales and bring in sales amount. Yep, so those are the customers giving us the sales if we care to do that, which I don't think we do because we are relating with resellers. So we prefer to deal more with resellers than to deal with the customers. So instead of that, we can check what happens to province, the sales by province. In Canada, I see. This is interesting. Can we change this guy? Can we change? You can change all these things depending on what you want to accomplish. You can keep changing until you arrive at what suits you. So it must not, there is no particular way of making it happen without you bringing in some tweak. Okay. So because I click this now, these are the figures that speak to that. If I click California, this is the sales in California. And this is the models. This sales by model in California. The color, the sales by color in California. This is the components that was sold by California. California is in the United States, and this is the revenue made from California. And this is the product cost from California. So you just need to bring the whole thing together. Just keep working on them. You'll see the whole thing giving you results in as much as they are connected together. Now, I think that should be about all. Which other thing have we not looked at? considered customer, postcode will be too much. So I don't think it's going to help us in any way. You want to do data hierarchy? We have that already. So can change this to here. It will give you the same thing. If you change it to quarter, oh, okay, so I have months here, so I think that should be fine, so because I have months here. This is for all this. Okay, what again? Let's go to the hierarchy of the folders. Let me see. Sales amount. This is the daily values. Sales per day. So we can turn this to this kind of charts. Oh, the sales are uniform, no wonder. Okay. Now on this one, we can actually bring in the cost also. If we decide to add the cost to it, let's see. It's not cost here now. Yeah, this one. Yeah, so the product sales amount and the cost. Can do the same thing to this guy. Can bring in the cost on it also. So that we'll see the variation of the cost with, yeah, that is the cost on the product. Now, the next thing is annually, can we find out, I want to do something, you don't have space again there. I just want to manage, I want to do something that will not give us too much, that will not require too much space. I think customer category. Do we have category here? No. Let's see customer returns. Let me bring in another visual here, and I'm going to call it customer region or city, where the money is coming from. We've taken territory already. Yeah, those are the cities where the money is coming from. So, yeah, I just decided to play on the blue side. You can change your color to whatever you want. It's not a must. There is nothing is cast on stone. So you click here. So you click here, you have your information here, whatever you want to do. Can be a whole lot of stuff if you care to. Then your color shading from here. So you can play around with all this. This is the y-axis. If you want to change the y-axis, the x-axis for each of these guys. So we've been able to summarily develop a sales dashboard. So at the lower part here, I'll call this sales dashboard. Now, if I have to do another one, maybe for finance or whatever, so I have to open this, and click on the plus sign here and double click on this. Maybe I'll call this finance dashboard. You can have as many as possible, exactly the way you have your Microsoft Excel. So you have stats, that's what. If you want to do product dashboard, you can do it by product, you can do. So basically, this gives a dashboard. There is no particular formula or no particular dashboard formula for a particular dashboard. The way you have thought about it could be different from the way I have thought about it. So it depends on our visual understandings. So 2, 3, 4, 5 people can have different dashboards depending on what they are looking at. So this gives us a dashboard, this is a report that we can make use of. at any point in time. Thank you. So we've done a walkthrough of the demo. This takes us to the next level, which is the next thing I want to do, that is talking about Python. The next module is going to be on Python. We're going to take an introduction to Python. We're going to look at NumPy, and we're going to look at pandas. So stay tuned. Thank you.